And welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is one of those things. It's called the focal point, and also about two-dimensional and three-dimensional. How do we put that into a painting? Well, just stop for a second. Just stop. Look around the room. Look where you are. Just look around the room. Something's going to catch your eye. You'll stop somewhere. It might just be for a second, but something's going to make you stop. I kind of like that in my own work. And I've adopted that concept and the principle. What makes you stop? And I call that the focal point. There's a couple of things that will make you stop. It's in focus. What a concept. Everything else would be soft focus. Everything else would be soft focused. But something's going to stand out, like in a crowded room. Warm colors come forward. Cool colors, blues and greens, they recede. Warm colors, the red, the yellows, and the oranges, they come forward. Look how that stands out. So that's one way I like to do that, do warm colors and cool colors. The other one is contrast. My gosh, you can't miss that. Even though the red, which wants to come forward, is still back there, but it's out of focus. Out of focus, just enough. Your eye sees it, but what gets your attention is this. The second thing that gets, well, I think you get the point. And when I'm doing a still life or figures in a room, everything can't be important. Otherwise, it would look like a coloring book. You just colored everything in. Everything's flat. Nothing has any dimension to it. That's how I like to do it. Anyway, I'm not the way. I'm one of the ways. And this is the way I do it, which is everything else is soft focus, and the main subject is in focus. Pretty simple concept here. Well, here's a good example of cool colors receding, warm colors coming forward. I mean, it's really in your face. It's in focus. Everything else is out of focus, even in an abstract. So here's the more subtle. This isn't so large. Look, even the small one. Even, I think Matisse said, to make red more noticeable, you make it smaller. This is a good example of that right there. All blue, warm colors coming forward, cool colors receding. Let's go over here to one of my simpler ones about just a simple concept of a ball in a room. I mean, you see it, but what part of the ball do you go to first? It's the part that has the most contrast. It can't help it. It says, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's my focal point. Now, this is all in focus, but you'll notice the back edge of the table is out of focus. You don't want to have everything in focus like the back edge of the table. So I tend to soften the back edge where the back of the table meets the wall. It kind of brings the objects, whatever you're painting, forward. Another way of getting that three-dimensional look. Again, we're painting the illusion of three-dimensional on a two-dimensional surface, a flat surface. Here's a pretty obvious one where I like to cut things in half. Think of a theater, and you just have a slice. Here's the audience, here's the stage, here's the main reason you came to the theater, and then you have the curtains, and then the people in the back. Notice everybody else is out of focus. Out of focus, and of course you merely bring the star forward by straight in the middle too. A lot of contrast, you can't miss it. So these are some of the techniques that I like to use, now especially for doing flowers. I don't want to have them all in focus. I'm not a botanist. I just want to show one star, the queen, right? And so one star is in focus. Notice everything else is bluish, pushes the background back a little bit, and the contrast is what brings this forward. That's a lot of explanation, I know, but again, notice how the back of the table is out of focus. You know, I should do a sketch. I'm going to do one of those right now where you see the side view, like a slice of it. So you'll see what part's in focus and what part of the side view of this little schematic here is out of focus. It'll be perfect. So I'll do the sketch, and then we'll do the painting, and let's get going. So this will be a drawing of the side view of my setup of flowers on a table, and just so you can see which part is in focus, what part isn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I always put an arrow out here to remind me, where is the viewer's eye coming from? Who's looking at this, right? There's the eyeball. Okay, looking at it this way. Well, we're looking at say a table. We'll put a table, simple table here. And good. And it will have, well, what's the main character here? We'll say some flowers. Okay, nice and There we go. My sketch here. That's going to be in focus. Now I might even put maybe we'll call it a still life. There's a pear sitting in here. Yeah, a pear sitting in front of a vase. Now back here might be, maybe a bottle of wine or something like that. Right? There we go, like that. And then we have maybe a back of the wall, right back in here. So the viewer is seeing this. Well, the main thing I want to have in focus will be the flowers right here. This will be a flower. Okay, there's your flower. In focus. Now, everything else is important too, but they aren't the main character. There's a support cast members right here, and they're going to be in there, but out of focus, and it kind of holds the whole thing together. I'm going to do a very simple color scheme of just red, yellow, blue. We'll see what else I can do in there, but just to show the point of what part is in focus. And again, I'm going to make sure, even in color and also contrast, I'm going to show the whole idea between 2D into 3D. Let's do it from this view, and I'll be doing the painting on that right now. Now we've seen the side view. Now let's see it from the front to really emphasize what's in focus. Now I've already put down some blue down. That's my background. All right. Well, it's no more looking at it from the side, so I'm going to make sure that's my light source. All right, that's my light source. Blue background that pushes it back. Now let's get started here. All right. So I'm going to go right into the main focal point, and it'll be red, but I'm just going to sketch it. So it won't be maybe the red, but at least I don't know what colors are where they are all going. There we go, just something really light. So funny. It doesn't look like a vase, it looks like a pineapple. All right, so there we go. Just changing it a little bit. There we go. Here's my front. I'm adding a little bit of yellow into this red just to really emphasize the point of where I want this eye to go. It'll be the brightest, right? And we can put some white in here just to, again, draw my eye. How about that pear? We were going to put a little pear in here. There's a little pear sitting down here. And there you go. Add more white, draws more attention to it. All right, there we go. A pear. All my attention is right here at this point. Now, what about, well, maybe I did do a wine bottle. So we'll do a wine bottle. I'm going to start making it darker. As we're getting further away, it's going to be blue. I'm making it strong right now, strong shape, hard-edged. For now. But to draw attention to anything, you're going to have a hard edge, remember? Or a lot of contrast, or the color too. So right now, just to show you, there's my quick bottle. All right, and we'll just let's do a background. This will be the back wall. Again, we're looking at it from the front. So here's my table. Here's my table. All right, and this will be, maybe a back wall just to start bringing in some contrast. All right, now here's the shape. Let me get the shape back into here again. I lost the shape. Get that back into focus. Get another brush. Really put the focal point in here. Now I'm going to push this back. The blue, it's too blue. And it's right there. I'm going to really push it back. And a little bit more of a light blue on this side. There we go. Using a lot of white in my paint. I use a lot of white so I can do some negative shape painting like that. Still in the bluish. Not super blue right now. But again, it's just a quick get in, do it. Wanted to push it back here. I didn't want that black. My brush was too excited. It picked up other colors. I say no. Let's get more. There we go. There we go. Again, get in, get out. Don't belabor the whole thing. Make it darker over here, because this is a blue back wall. Okay? And eventually it's going to be out of focus. That's the whole point of this. Right now I'm putting it in pretty strong. Get into it. No details. Oh my gosh, look at the brush. I'm going to also for contrast. Right in here. There we go. Better shape bottle. Now the table, I want it to be lighter, just a whole lot lighter, but not enough to draw attention away from all of this. So here we go. Even some of the blue here is the shadow, the illusion of a shadow. There we go. Here's the back edge of the table. Hang in there with me. It's never done. That's the other thing. The painting is never done. It just stops at interesting places, right? And it's up to you to make it interesting. Here's your table edge. There's the back edge of the table. Curve it. It's the bottom of the vase. The table goes across here, stops here. And I want to make sure I have a shadow for there. Again, just to let me know. Now I'm going to go back in and put the shadow. Anchor this with the blue shadow. The shadow is generally a complementary color of the light source. That's general information. And let's get this vase sitting on its shadow. It starts by sitting on, the shadows start from underneath in this particular painting. There we go. You can see how it's starting to develop right now. It's not all done. And I'm not going to show too much about wine bottles other than it's just like that. And we're going to make it a little bit darker in here. Give it more punch. There we go. Contrast. That's the thing we're working on right now. Also, we're working on color. So again, warm colors come forward. That's what we're doing right now. Warm colors come forward. And there we go. And cool colors. We'll get some more blue up in here. Oh, look at that. So rich. And what makes this so striking is the contrast. Your eye's still going to go there. And I'm softening now the background where it blends into the light with a lot of water. Just to speed things up, I'll do it with a paper towel. See, making that out of focus. It pushes the background back further and brings the object that you're painting, brings it forward. So with a lot of water, these are really good paints. They have a lot of pigment in them. So I can add a lot of water to them and they won't break down like some of the less expensive paints. These hold up and they take a lot of beating from me, as you can see. So the background's out of focus, see? And this is coming forward. And I'm doing it also with a lot of contrast. Also putting it in the golden section. That's the focal point. And let's put a little more emphasis here on the pear. Do the back edge here. Back of the pear where no light gets to it, so it's going to be a little on the darker side. And of course, I'm making all this up. You know, that's what I like to do, make it all up. Let's get this brighter, cleaner. There we go. There's my pear. A little bit of a stem. And I want this to be a happy, bright little vase. There we go. No detail yet. No detail ever. And this is going to be the back edge of this. There's my shadow. That came off my finger. I don't want it. I blend it in. Hey, it's reflecting the bottle. Sure it is. In that case, this is going to be reflecting some of the pear. May as well just keep it consistent here. It looks like it's reflecting now. And I'm going to anchor the bottom really black down in here. There we go. And a highlight. Show the front edge. Show the front edge of this. Here we go. And I think we got exactly what we wanted to get done. And that's your three-dimensional of something that's recognizable. How about something abstract? So watch the next BobBlast where I do the same principles of further away, closer to you, and it'll be all abstract. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Now try it. Get your brushes wet, and I'll see you on the next BobBlast.